hi, how are you? I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Hello. So today we are going to be doing a Talktorial Tuesday. I haven't done one of these in a minute. Today we are going to be reviewing the two new, I guess new-ish for this one, Pat McGrath Rose Divine palettes. I did buy both. Why? I don't know. I don't think you need both. And I'm going to explain that throughout this kind of review Talktorial, but this is the first edition of the Rose Divine palette, a little bit more muted and neutral, and then this is the second one, which is a little bit more of a like pop. And I think really which one you should buy if you're interested in buying either of them is dependent on who you are as a person. I don't think you need both, but I'm gonna do a look with these today and we're just gonna go from there. So if you're interested in that, probably chat about some life stuff. Do I have any life stuff going on? I don't know, but we'll find out through filming this. So let's just get rolling. Okay, so first we're gonna go in with the first edition, I don't know if it's the first edition or like what it's called, but we're gonna go in with this mauve shade and kind of just put that in the crease. So as I'm filming this right now, I'm very, very close to 200,000 subscribers, which is kind of nuts, actually. It's really, really nutty to think about. I hit 100,000 back in November, late November of last year. And my goal for this year, 2020 as a whole, was to get to 200,000. Basically repeat what I had done in 2019, which was go from 16,000 to 100,000. And I was like, I ended 2020 with like 125. So I was like, okay, like 75,000. It's a stretch, but like maybe we can do it. Very weird because I think for me at least, when I start to like grow on YouTube, I kind of have ebbs and flows. So I won't grow for a while, and that used to stress me out, and then it just didn't one day, because I know that sounds weird, but it was just like one day I was just kind of like, you know, what's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go in with this peach shade here. I would say I would not buy the Pat McGrath palettes for the mattes. I would only buy for the shimmers, but that's just me. Yeah, it's always kind of ebbs and flows, and I used to get stressed during the ebbs. I used to get stressed when things weren't happening, and then once I hit a certain mark, I was like, you are so, I just had to like ground myself every time I would get stressed, just to be like, you are so incredibly blessed to have every single person you have right now, and even if you never grow another person again, you just have to try and like be happy with that. Even though with YouTube it's weird because you constantly, like, they tell you you should constantly be growing, but for me it's always been kind of ebbs and flows, and we're definitely in a flow at the moment where it's like everything's happening really quickly and like views are really crazy and all of that. Obviously a large part of that is because of the, what are people calling it, Carmageddon? Large part of that is due to that, but I'm really excited. It's cool. It's cool to hit a goal so early on into the year. So now it's kind of like, what's next for the rest of the year? Like you never really know, which is kind of interesting. I'm gonna go in with this dark purple and just put that on my outer corner. I was thinking about this the other day, but I think it's almost really easy to, as a creator, or just as a person in general, I think you can, sometimes when things become normal, you get desensitized to them. A video hitting 100,000 views, it's happened more than once now for me, but you still, sometimes you sit down and you think about what 100,000 people look like what a crowd of 100,000 people looks like. And you just, it makes you never want to upload anything ever again. It causes like legitimate panic, because you're like, and then you think about it, like one of my videos got to 500,000 recently, and you're like, 500,000? How? Like, how does anybody, I don't understand all these people who get like 1 million views in 10 minutes upload ever. I could never. Like, that is so nutty to me and so insane. And every time you like, I check the sub count and it's jumped up another like 200 people. I'm like, that is 200 living, breathing souls who decided my blubbering butt was worth subscribing to. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird. I want to give you guys a good show of the glitters in these palettes, because honestly, the reason you should buy these if you want to is because of the glitters. The mattes, as I said, so-so. Shimmers, however, like, amazing. So I think what I'm gonna do is take this really intense pink one and put that more towards the outer corner. I like to pat on Pat McGrath shimmers with my finger. I just think it's the best payoff. I'm sure you could use a brush. I'm sure there's techniques. I personally just think it's the best payoff with your finger. Sorry if the lighting's different. I had to take my dog out. So I'm gonna go in with this peachy gold duochrome. On top of everything being kind of crazy with YouTube, I finished my first grad class. It was really exciting. I did really well. It was just an elective. Instantly, I can already tell that I like love the ideas of grad school. I love that it's much more project based and it's much more sort of based in like you have this one thing that's due in like 2 weeks and you just work really hard on that. I love that. I feel like I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This is like a beautiful shade. It's like diamond dust. So I love that. I started the second class now and I'm just really excited. I don't know with COVID and everything what's going on with the fall semester, and I think a lot of people, pretty much every student ever, regardless of what level you're at, like even if you're in like elementary school, I feel like you don't know what's going on. So I don't think anybody really knows what's going on, which is, you know, a little bit concerning. Just as somebody who's a little bit, I'm not type A, I would say in general with my life, but as far as school goes, I'm definitely a little bit of a perfectionist, you could say. So I do get very nervous at the idea of not knowing what's going on. I'm gonna use that peach shade to do my lower lash line. So it does make me nervous to not know. But I think it's more just like, I feel like everybody's nervous. Even some jobs, like as my fiance's a teacher, he teaches middle and high school, and he has no idea what's happening next semester still. There's been no real communication, and that's just because I don't think anybody actually knows what to do because we're in such an unprecedented situation. Personally, I would not mind my classes being online, but that's just because I already work from home doing this, so to just never have to leave my house sounds like great, especially during a pandemic. I know for a lot of majors and just school in general, that's like, and for people in general, it's not a plausible, online learning is not 100% possible. So I'm interested to see how they sort of like maneuver this whole thing. It's going to be really, really interesting, I think, to see. The master's program that I'm in for social work, there's kind of two options. You could either do a 2-year part-time program, or you could go full-time for a year, which is a lot more work. Initially, I was gonna do the full-time for a year, and then I decided that I liked being happy, so I decided not to do it. But I have a friend in it right now, and she has to do an internship. It's my second year I'll have to do one, but I don't this year, and she said it's just been a real struggle, because ideally what those internships are supposed to be is kind of giving you an idea of what you might want to do in your field, like what population you might want to work with. Ideally, it's giving you sort of a perspective on what your future job's going to be. It can give you connections in the, you know, fields that you want. But because of everything going on, she was so limited really in what she could get. And she was talking to us about it. We were like, oh my God, I think everybody's just nervous. Nerve-wracking times. I think I'm gonna do a lip gloss. I love how this look came out. You know, one thing I will say about Pat McGrath palettes, I always love my looks turn out when I use Pat McGrath palettes. I feel like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm just using a brush with nothing on it just to kind of get some of these edges to be a little softer, because I noticed that a lot of times, because of the way my eye shape is right in here, my eyeshadow tends to be really, really harsh. So I've been trying to practice like blowing that out a little bit more and making those lines not so harsh. Wow, I love how that pop of pink with like the peach looks. I think that looks so pretty. All right, I think I'm just gonna do a simple gloss to go over this. Is that because I can't apply liquid lipstick? You'll never know. All right, let's do our mandatory narcissistic montage and then we'll be done. Echo, play Dancing Queen by ABBA on Spotify.
Dancing Queen by ABBA from Spotify.
I hope you guys like this video. I hope you like this Talktorial. Frankly, when it comes to these two palettes, I think you don't need both. I think they're similar enough. And honestly, I think if you like one, you're not gonna like the other as much. For me personally, because I thought initially that I was gonna like the second one a lot better because it just is so pow, like in your face. It's got such cool, amazing shimmers in it. I thought this was going to be my favorite, but it turns out surprising no one because I'm boring and basic, that I ended up actually liking the first one a lot better. Is this kind of boring? Yes, but these shimmer shades in particular, these last four right here, are so transformative and stunning, that just elevate any sort of more basic look into being something that's like, wow, this is the one I've definitely used more. I think really it just depends on who you are as a person. Like if you like more basic everyday looks with a little bit of glitter, this is your girl. And if you want to like pack a punch and do some crazy cool looks with crazy duochromes, she's your girl. So I really think it just depends on what type of makeup you like doing, but I don't think you need to buy both, honestly. Unless you're like me and you just love makeup and you love all things makeup and you love trying new formulas and like all those things, all that jazz, then maybe. Do I think they're worth the price tag? I go back and forth. It's hard for me to tell you that something is worth $125 when it comes to makeup because I just don't know if I think any type of makeup is worth $125. Obviously, it was worth it to me because I paid for it, but obviously that's a choice between you and your bank account. I will say I think the shimmer shades are unreal in these palettes, and that is why I personally keep buying them, is because the shimmers are like unmatched as far as shimmer shades go. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me, you guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, or just like, or just subscribe, or do neither. Honestly, just so happy you're watching me. Thank you so much for being here. My merch, my social media, and everything I'm wearing on my face, including the two Pat McGrath palettes, will be linked down below, along with, very important, a link to register to vote. That's right, you can click on that link, you can register to vote, and you can be part of your democracy. It's a super fun thing to do. Absolutely should go do it. If you're not in the United States and that link does not apply to you, please make sure you're staying informed, using your voice in a positive way, because the world absolutely needs more of that. Along with my link to register to vote will be my little social justice spotlight. You can click on petitions to sign, you can donate things. It's all wonderful down there. Please go check it out. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!